Guess who's back? Welcome to 2023, and yeah, it's been a difficult winter with weather, but it's starting to pick up now, and this is really where the work starts to pick up. So let's assess where we are at the moment. Here's a square. There we go. This has not been cut at less than 25 millimeters through winter. It's been the rotary. It's had the feeds when it's needed it, and we managed to discourage worm activity. I run over it with the brush cassette on the Dennis mower. Got a nice big bag full of dead grass out of it. Tempted to do that again before I start thinking about cutting. First cut will probably be at about 22 millimeters. It looks reasonably healthy considering the weather we've had, which has been a lot of very hard frosts. So fairly hopeful with that. The outfield, some of you remember that we suffered an awful lot of damage. Let's just see if I can, with chafer, grubs and the animals digging for them. Been gently working on that. It's starting to come back. You can still see it's made looks a little bit worse rather than the because of the shadows and things. What we've done is again it's been a rotary. It's just trying to break up the debris that they dug up, basically almost trying to get it all nice and fine again so it settles down. Again, it's not as bad as the video camera makes it look, but it's certainly nowhere near where I want it to be. The outfield's had its first cut today with the ride on with the ransoms. The roller on that has started to push this soil back together. There's obviously not a great deal of grass growth at the moment. I've got to wait for that to start. I've got some topsoil to put on if there's any really bad areas, and once it gets a bit warmer, I'll probably be looking at overseeding a few areas. I don't know how good a condition it's going to be in at the start of the season. Wait and see. Depends on the weather, obviously, like everything does. But I've been up to just the other side of the fence there. That's the area where I don't put any kind of treatment on anything that discourages activity, and that is really rough. Where we have looked after it, it's not as bad. Topic of the day: when do we start rolling? Now, this is a very dry ground. You see, if I've been able to get the tractor on here, and it's not created problems. The short answer is it's about a month to my birthday, which is early March. I really don't want to be sat on the roller before that. The first game here is on the 15th. I have no intention of getting a roller out on the square until end of the first week in March. That soil is different to the outfield, obviously higher clay content, and I don't want to cause damage by rolling too much too early. That's going to work here. I'm not saying it's wrong for anybody else to do it, but I don't want to. I think you could cause more damage by rolling early. So no, I'm not going to. Resist the temptation. Weather's picking up. It feels spring-like, and everything's so the flowers are starting to come up. We're getting there. 70 something days, I think it is. Actually got a game of golf the other week. That's only the other week, a couple of days ago, and shirt sleeves and a sleeveless jumper. Yeah, spring is coming. What other news have we got for you? Trees. That's certainly one of those. Some of you may remember that we had a huge branch come down, which smashed the fence under there. We've had a team of arborists in, a examination by people who know what they're talking about. They've identified some which are going to have to be taken back to just a short pole. That's purely for safety. They've reached the end of the natural lives, and that work's going to get done hopefully by midsummer, but we will see. That is out of my hands as for the timing. That we will be getting that done, and sun's, there's a little bit of strength in it. I know it's only February, but we're starting to get there. We're more than halfway now between the shortest day and spring equinox, and it is certainly noticeable. I'll start opening this building up a little bit more often. We've got umpires course starting week on Saturday, I think. Yeah, and we got a good number of people signed up for that. I think we're up to 8 for stage 1. That's, and I'll give credit here, a lot of that is due to the efforts of a local league, North Lincolnshire League, who have really pushed their member clubs to get people onto these courses, so that in the Sunday league games can have, if they have to umpire their own, at least they've got a qualified person running it, even if those people don't stand in sorts of Saturday league games. But credit to North Lincolnshire League for pushing that, and to those clubs who've responded by putting people forward for it. Right, that's it for today. Just a bit of a walk and talk. The work will pick up as the weather picks up, and we shall see where we go. Long before taking the covers off that. Yeah, the video camera that's up there, we've been one of the clubs that's not always live streamed but recorded our first team games, put video highlights out. I don't know if that's going to happen this coming year. As it stands, there's a potential that a combination of the ECB and NV Play, the company, are going to be insisting on a licence with a fee of anything up to £500, I think I've heard, to do that. If they bring that in, I'm not doing it. Without going on to a rant, I can't. It's quite simple. It's not value for money, and I am not going to my committee and asking for £500 to do that. They haven't got it, and even if they had, I think in principle it's wrong. But there we go. What else have I done today? The football field actually got some stripes on it. That's been the first cut this year, and it's looking fairly good, that, the amount of work we put into it. Right, good luck with everybody's pre-season, and I'll speak to you again maybe in 3 or 4 weeks. We'll see, depends how the work picks up. But, hope you all have a good year. See ya. Hello folks, we're now on Thursday the 23rd, 24th of February, and still fairly pleasant, and started a bit of more serious work on the square. This is what we got through today. So double cut in different directions. Sorry, a brush first, and then a double cut, which also sort of starts your pre-season rolling with the weight of the cylinder mower, which is an FT510, and then I've just put a fertiliser application on it. Yeah, I'm happy with how that looks. So that's where we are today. See ya.